how to make six figures flipping houses working part-time. And like always, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell to get all of our future videos. Hi, my name is Russell Enyart, and in this video, we're going to teach you how to make six figures flipping houses working only part-time. And don't forget to stay to the end, where I will show you how you can get started right away. All right, so you're ready to get started making six figures flipping properties part-time, which is completely possible. The first step of 5 steps, there's actually 5 steps to finding, flipping, making six figures on these properties is locating them. I'll tell you the best way is when you're driving around and you see a property that looks distressed, chances are it is distressed. Now that's a little bit more difficult. You have to cover a lot of miles. So there's great resources out there like Property Radar, Property Shark, and others. And I go into those different types of services and different ways to find distressed property in another video. But in short, you have to locate these properties. They're either going to be properties that are in trust, probate, potentially divorce, bankruptcy, or in some type of foreclosure. There's 3 steps of foreclosure in almost every state, and the key is you need to locate these properties. Now don't forget to stay to the end, and I'll give you a couple tips and tricks to get you started right away. But step number 1 is locate the property. Now that you know the first step, locating the property, the second step is actually purchasing the property. The best way to do this is to act with high integrity and understand all of the costs that are involved in a real estate transaction. You want to start with the purchase price and then walk the seller through each of the costs. You're going to have commission costs and closing costs. You're going to have fix-up costs, potentially carrying costs, and you got to make sure that you leave some room in there for profit. Also, we always say it takes 2.5 times as long and costs 2.5 times as much as you expected, so make sure you do have that nice contingency plan in there for a couple of extra bucks. Now, there's a number of ways to purchase these properties. Number 1, you can use all cash if you have it, which a lot of people don't. So then you can borrow cash from friends or family. There's oftentimes investors out there. We're going to teach you towards the end how to find those investors. And then last but not least, there's the fix and flip and a number of other loan products that will allow you to purchase distressed homes. That is step number 2, buying the property. All right, step number 3 in actually fixing, flipping, and making six figures, doing it part-time, is actually demoing the property. I always suggest that you get a pest report as soon as possible so you know exactly what you need to demo to get into selling shape. That's right, get a pest report early, and maybe even a home inspection so you know what you need to demo. The demo, you're gonna have to understand, where is your biggest return on investment? What am I gonna take out? Do I need to do new cabinets? Do I need to do new doors? Do I need to do new flooring? Do I have to switch out the windows? But the next step is actually demoing the property and getting rid of all of the stuff that you're not gonna use and getting the property ready for repair. So the number 3 step is demoing the property. The 4th and most important step, in my humble opinion, of fixing and flipping properties is getting really good at the fix-up. You need to make sure that you understand the steps in which you want to fix up the property. Once the property is completely demoed and it's in what I like to call a vanilla shell shape, you're going to want to make sure that you paint it first. You want painting to happen first, because if you don't do painting first, then paint's going to get all over everything, especially on the inside. Flooring is last. Flooring is last. Now, if you're going to replace the cabinets completely and you have prefabricated cabinets that are actually already painted, then you may want to wait to put those in until after painting. Now, if you're going to have your painter paint the cabinets and they're custom cabinets and they need to be painted, obviously they need to go in first. You're going to want to put in your bathrooms and your kitchen. And then once everything is complete, the very last thing that you do is the flooring. Now, I made it sound much, much easier than it is, but there's a lot of steps. You need to make sure you do them in order, and you need to make sure that you're getting fantastic prices. I highly recommend that you use licensed subcontractors, and you as the owner of the property act as the general. It's going to save you a lot of money, and I highly suggest you shop around and get 3 quotes for everything and understand what your labor and material costs are. Most people that actually don't make money in these flips, this is the area where they have problems, is understanding what, when, and where to fix things up. Feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is below if you have any questions. And again, that's the most important step. Step 4, fix up. The 5th step to making six figures part-time, flipping houses, is to make sure that you sell them properly. I keep telling people you have to do 2 things, in my opinion. Number 1, you have to make sure you stage the property beautifully. And number 2, use a licensed real estate agent that's going to do professional videos, professional pictures, and market the property correctly. Now, if you're a real estate agent, great. You can do that yourself, but you want to make sure that you stage the property. It looks absolutely beautiful and as flawless as you can make it, and that you use a licensed real estate professional. They will always, always, always net you more money if they know what they're doing. And that's number 5, and that is the most important step to cashing as much cash as possible. If you did 1 through 4, fantastic, especially number 4, where you're fixing up the property. If you don't, on number 5, stage it and use a licensed professional, you may have well thrown the other 4 out the window. So 5th most important step. I know I said 4 is important also, but 5th, you gotta stage it and you gotta make sure you use the licensed real estate professional to sell it to help you net the most amount of dollars. All right, you stayed around to the end, and I promise to give you some tips to get you going right away. And what I'll say is, making 6 figures part-time, what you wanna do is 1 property per quarter, and you usually make around $30,000 per property if you do everything correctly. That's over $120,000 for working part-time, flipping houses, which is not a bad living for most people. Now, here's what you're gonna wanna do. You're gonna wanna join Facebook, Instagram, potentially TikTok, or any other social media where there's wholesalers in your area. Those guys and gals are doing the dirty work for you, and they'll bring you properties that still have enough equity where you can fix them, flip them, and still make some profit. Now, you may not make $30,000, maybe closer to $25,000, but that's still $100,000 a year if you're doing 4 a year and 1 a quarter. I also go into how to find these properties a little bit more in depth in one of my other videos, where I talk about Property Shark, Property Radar, and other places where you can find distressed properties. Also, don't be afraid to network. You might know a probate attorney, trust attorney, divorce attorney, whatever it is that causes properties to be distressed. You may know folks in your own network. Hopefully you liked this video today, and you're going to be wanting other content that I have. Please check out these other videos. Don't forget, my name is Russell Enyart. I'm with eXp Realty out of Northern California. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe one more time. I really appreciate that. And until next time, I'll catch you later.